So why in the world would I be thankful that half of my retirement of over 20 years was taken from me in my divorce settlement? Why the fuck would that be full of gratitude? Well, I want to share something with you that I was just thinking about just now, and I wanted to get this recorded because I didn't want to forget it. You see, life is full of ups and downs. And if you really want to be real, the ups are viewed as ups because it's what we hoped, anticipated, desired. It's what we wanted to happen. Or even if we're surprised, it's something that appears to be an up or a good thing. Versus the downs of life, which are painful. And that could be physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, whatever. Financially, what we deem as a negative or a down, full transparency, is when shit gets uncomfortable. We lose something special to us. Change happens, and many of us don't like change. But I want you to understand, and I say this all the time, your perspective of what's going on around you is the determining factor on you living your best life. It's not rocket science. It's not a crystal ball. It's not even magic. It's your perspective. Look at people that have gotten rich in the stock market. Their perspective was not to do what everybody else was doing, which is, oh, it's popular. Buy this stock right now. Get it. Sell it. Those that really made it big had a different perspective. And so, to get back to me personally, if half hadn't been taken, now I've been trying to be an entrepreneur for over 20 years. I've been dabbling in network marketing, affiliate marketing, direct marketing, just name it, okay? I've probably tried it, and I've failed. But what happened when I got divorced and when the settlement came at, you are going to lose half of your retirement. I've been a pharmacist for over 30 years. I make a lot of money. I've put a lot of money to the side. So you may not be able to grasp the amount of money, which I'm not going to share, but it's a lot. So when I found out half was taken, I was going to say I shit my pants, but that's not really an appropriate thing to say. And I didn't, although I did get sick to my stomach later. But my initial reaction was a cringing fear. What fucking now? So I'll tell you real quick. First thing I did is, okay, get a side hustle, which I've been trying to do businesses all along. So I said, you know what? I'm by myself. What can I do to get out into the world, but also meet people? I don't even drink. I became a bartender. That didn't last long because the amount of time and effort you put into bartending, I wasn't seeing a return on my investment, meaning my time. I dabbled in some other things. Fast forward 3 years later, and this was through the COVID thing, when everybody was, 2019, yeah. When everybody was playing house, having fun, not having to work because the COVID, not saying COVID was a good thing, it was horrific. But I mean, a lot of people got to work from home. I wasn't one of those. Yes, hateration. As an essential employee, I had to go to work every day through COVID. Wear a mask all day. Ugh. If you haven't experienced, you don't get it. It was horrible. But I didn't get, and then on top of that, I'd always had this, when I was married, I had this whole reason I wanted to be a business person is I wanted to work from home. I didn't want to go to a job just over broke. Even though I'm making a lot of money, I haven't ever liked my job. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be able to be a stay-home mom, home with my child, the husband out working, and I'm working from home, and happy little bubble. Unfortunately, when COVID hit, and this is the thinking that I had, well, damn, if I was still married, I would have had that bubble I always wanted just because, oh my gosh, we're forced to work from home. This is what I was thinking. You're forced to work from home. Your family is there. Everyone's in the house. You can be together. But I was alone. And despite the ability of some pharmacists to work from home, I wasn't one of those. So all that didn't matter. I got to work. I would go to work all day. I'd come home and I would take courses, trainings. I delved into the arena of coaching only because I was reaching out for emotional support, and I met an amazing person. And from that journey, which I won't go into on here, it led me to where I am now. But what I want to tell you is I invested a lot of money in my training, a lot, to become an NLP master practitioner, neuro-linguistic programming, a licensed hypnotherapist, and specifically, I honed in on divorce coaching because I know what it's like to have your world flipped upside down and be alone, tackling dating, tackling the financial stability, all that kind of stuff. Is how could I be grateful for half of my fucking retirement being taken? And here it is, because I like to keep these things under 10 minutes. If half hadn't been taken, that fear of, oh my gosh, I've got to come up with another way to make money. I can't depend on my retirement. I got to take having a side business serious, so much so it's not a side business, it's the full thing. I can leave my job and I can just do this. But me being me, having a job I haven't liked for over 30 years, I've decided I've got to love what I do. Once I am a millionaire, I want to get up and do what I'm doing now because I love it so much. So it's taking me a little bit longer to mesh and mold the vision that I have, but with my objective being living my best life, with my objective being able to serve and help as many people as I can, had I not been told half, listen clearly, look at this perspective. Had I not been told, and I'm not going to fluff it, when I heard half, the panic, everything that I've done came out of a fear of, you got to find a way to take care of yourself because half your retirement is gone and you're on your own. I wasn't some, magically knew perspective-wise that all this was happening. What this is a look back and to encourage you, your current situation you're in, what you are facing. Shift your perspective to see, could it be something that eventually could be in your best interest? So I cut this off at 10 minutes because I'm very into time and sticking to what I say, but I'm going to go a little bit over because there's something I want to add to this. Saying, okay, shit's going on in my life, having a different perspective, look at, what could blossom out of it? What good could come out of it? If you haven't done the work to shift your mindset to a way of seeing life that life happens for me, not to me, then what I'm saying probably doesn't make any sense to you. What do you mean? I lost my job. How is that good? I got a divorce. How is that good? I'm not saying that the things are good that are happening. What I'm saying is whatever's going on in your life, shift your perspective. If you can almost step away from it personally and act like you're watching a Netflix film and imagine you're creating this film. And good shows have the star character. They're doing great. Then something bad happens, maybe even tragic. And then they turn around, they go through the pain, and then they come out on the other side. I'm not highlighting tragedy or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, when you watch shows that there's a path usually that the hero follows, okay? You're the hero of your life. Nobody's going to come save you. So what I'm encouraging you to do is step back from your situation, get crazy, get out of the box thinking, create your story. Now, what does that mean? When you're creating your story, and watch how different things will come up in your mind of how this bad situation could be turned to something good. And I'm not saying think in the perspective of your current situation of like how much money you have or whatever. Think like you're creating a TV show where the hero might come across some money unexpectedly or whatever. Whatever it is, step away from the situation, design this movie or this show. And what that does is that triggers something called a reticular activating system when you start thinking about stuff. If you start thinking beyond what your mind could imagine, think about the little bitty bits of ideas and things that fall off of that outrageously insane movie that you created. But it begins to shift your perspective that guess what? Shit happens, but I can turn it around from looking at it from a different standpoint. And I'm at 13 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and make this 15. Maybe not, because I'm actually done. I just want to reiterate a little tactic that you can take in any situation. Step back, remove yourself emotionally. Well, wait a minute. How can I do that? You watch TV. You can watch a show that's sad. You can cry, but the stove could ring. Your food's ready. You jump up and you're fine and you go eat and you go about your day. The emotion switches off because you're not connected to it. You're not tied to it because it's something on your streaming or whatever. So why not use your mind as the creative playing field that it is? Create some different scenarios of someone in your situation. You're the hero. And how does the hero get out of it? Life is a journey. Life is to be enjoyed on purpose. Your perspective, how you see life, is the determining factor. It turns fear into excitement. It turns doubt into curiosity. It turns your pain into purpose. All right, that's all, guys.